You're welcome to Akai Tutors. My name is Otto Steven. In our last series of philosophy study, introduction to philosophy, we discussed idealism. And we are made to understand that idealism is one of the big schools of thought in metaphysics. And idealism believes that reality is fundamental to what we have in our mind or in our idea. We have different kinds of idealism. We have different kinds of idealism, and we discussed that they are philosophers such as Plato, Immanuel Kant. Like Plato is also one of the idealists. He advanced theories of dualism, eternalism. He believed in the existence of a higher real realm of abstract forms, which I explained in his popular idea allegory of the cave. And the Immanuel Kant is also an idealist. His own version of idealism is transcendental idealism, believing that the human mind plays an active role in shaping our experience of reality, that we cannot see the things or understand things in the way actually they are, but in the way we understand how our mind present them or interpret them to us. David Hume is also an idealist. We have different kinds of idealism. We have subjective idealism. That is the fashion of Bishop Berkeley. Bishop Berkeley, and we have other forms of idealism too. Today we are moving straight to materialism. Materialism. Material. Before we move to the topic today, let me give you the information about our address. This Akai Tutors. We prepare students for external examinations like WAEC, JAM, and the Prosciutto Hemi. You can see our address, and we also answer questions by when you contact us. We give you tutorial assistance on any topic relating to preparing students for examination, external examinations, also philosophical questions, questions in theology. Even you are an undergraduate, you need tutorial assistance in your philosophical study or theological study or in religious studies or English language. We are always prepared to give you your answers, and it will interest you. Let's go ahead with our study. We are going to materialism today. Materialism, from the word matter, physics will tell us that matter is anything that has mass, that is weight, and occupy space. What is reality? That is the question we are grappling with. Reality. What is real? Is it what? Is it that thing which is material that is real, or that thing that is in our mind, or a product or representation of that thing that is in our mind? For the materialist, the real things, what is real or reality, is what is material. Is what is material. We have philosophers such as Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Ludwig Feuerbach, Baruch Spinoza, and many others in this field. Dialectical materialism is one of the field of materialism. Karl Marx is one of the proponents of dialectical materialism. It believes that material conditions and economic structures determine social and political phenomena. And Friedrich Engels is also one of the proponents of dialectical materialism. He also developed scientific materialism. He argued that materialism is a scientific approach. So we have a dialectical materialism. Friedrich Engels believed that materialism is a scientific approach to understanding the natural world and the human society. Ludwig Feuerbach also, he gave us an aspect of a materialism called anthropological materialism. He believes that human beings are solely material entities, and that consciousness arises from physical processes. Baruch Spinoza, he has his own versions. Thomas Hobbes, mechanistic materialism or physicalism, he also has his own fashion, believing that the natural world operates according to the mechanical laws and that human behavior can be explained in terms of physical processes. So we have different forms of materialism. But what is basic about materialism is their belief that material things or material objects are fundamental. They give priority to our sense experience as pertaining reality. This is contrary to the idea of or the belief of the idealist. The idealists, as I said earlier, they believe that the mind is very fundamental, or spiritual entities are fundamental to what we can say or we can call realities. Let's now see different kinds of materialism, and I want to give types of materialism. We have mechanistic. We have discussed some. We have mechanistic or mechanical, mechanistic. We have dialectical. We have explained dialectical. We have eliminative and reductive. Mechanistic materialism is the view that the natural world operates according to the mechanical laws and principles, like the physical law, the laws of nature. And the dialectical is a Marxist, that's from Karl Marx, is a Marxist view or perspective that emphasizes the role of conflict and contradiction in driving historical and social change. And then we also have eliminative materialism, is the view that mental states such as our belief and desire can be eliminated or reduced to physical processes. This is believed that what you think or what you believe or what you dream can be reduced to physical processes. Is similar to the view of Gibara. It's also one in this field of thought, that when you feel something, we can look at you from your outward appearance and say that you are being frustrated, you are depressed. We don't need to go so deep into your mind before we know what you are feeling or what you are even thinking. We can see that you are depressed, you are frustrated just by your gestures and by your physical appearance. We also have reductive materialism, is the view that mental states can be reduced to physical processes but not eliminated. The key argument of materialism is this. Number one, the sources of we have the sources of science. Number two, we have the causal closure. The causal closure of the physical. And number three, we have the lack of evidence for non-physical entities. The success of science, looking at science, especially physics and technology, medical lines, we see that the success of materialism is proved, and we see it in history and in nature. In technology, we see it, the sources of scientific inquiry, which has consistently shown that the physical laws and principles can explain natural phenomena. We don't need God, we don't need an angel, we don't need to go to church before we understand the operation and the modus operandi and modus vivendi of natural phenomena of our world. We can predict, we can understand, we can even control the natural world without explanation or reduction to any mental or spiritual means. We have the physical laws which are constant, and the causal closure of the physical, the second argument or criteria to understand or that we use to identify materialism, is this causal closure of the physical, is the idea that physical matter is the sole cause of all phenomena, and that non-entities are unnecessary. We don't need non-physical entities. that the what we see happening in the world, they are caused by physical things. Look at the one that is frustrated. Maybe he doesn't have money. The one that doesn't have money is frustrated. So it's physical things that lead to all these our feelings and idea. Well, when you look at a cat, you have an idea of something. When you look at something in the world, you have an experience of something in the world that can even make you to begin to have dreams or ideas about it. So it's not the other way round. That's for the materialist. And the third way to identify the materialist is the lack of evidence for non-physical entities. In fact, metaphysical statement, religious statement, moral statement, such that something is right or wrong, can be taken to the extreme and logical conclusion by materialists, such as Alfred Julius Ayer. We tell you that such statements are nonsensical. Statement like this is wrong, this is right are nonsensical because we cannot see it in the world. They are metaphysically empty. That's for them because they believe that that there is no empirical evidence for non-physical entities, especially soul, spirit. There are no evidence for them. But actually, can we say that this whole world can be reduced or understood solely on material entity or material things? Are there no things that affect us, that happen to us, that we cannot connect to anything material, that is just something spiritual or physical? Can we reduce the whole human existence and experience to the structure of the physical? We have the hard problem of consciousness. We have the challenge of explaining how subjective experience arises from physical processes. And we have the nature of human free will. That's another problem. The question of whether human behavior is determined by physical processes or if we have genuine free will, and the limit of reductionism. That's the challenge of reducing complex phenomena such as human experiences to purely physical processes. Can we just reduce love, hatred, war, jealousy to just physical processes? Are there not something beyond the physical that cause this kind of behavior? So you can contact us at Akai Tutors if you have any questions or you need tutorial assistance or you have a candidate or you are even a candidate who needs to prepare for external exams such as WAEC, JAMB, Oshituyemi. Visit us at Akai Tutors. My name remains Oton Stephen. Thank you.